Hello friends, it's my pleasure talking to you. In this session, I will demonstrate as to how you can find out certain accounts which are not classified as NPAs using Excel as a tool in the context of audit of a branch of a banking company. Friends, it may so happen that because of various causes in a branch, certain accounts might not be classified as NPA, though as per the RBI guidelines, those accounts are required to be classified as non-performing assets. Now, as an auditor, when we approach a branch for the purpose of audit, we also have very many number of issues like paucity of time and the lack of maybe in some circumstances proper what you may call in a branch, in a situation we may have a very less time at our disposal for the purpose of conducting an audit. And also during the course of audit, an auditor is required to examine a lot number of things and issues, as well as he has to certify very many number of certificates. So it is very difficult to identify those accounts which are classified or for that matter not classified as non-performing assets, though they are to be classified as non-performing asset having regard to the guidelines issued by RBI. You very well know they are famously called as IRAC norms, Income Recognition and Asset Classification norms. Now, how can we find out? In a serious environment, very many number of reports can be generated. Let us say, for the purpose of our task, we shall extract two files from the serious environment. The commands may be different in each type of software. Maybe in Finacle it may be a different command, or maybe the software developed by some other like Tata Consultancy may be different. But nonetheless, reports can be generated, they can be viewed, they can be printed, and they can be exported to text files. Normally, you very well know the reports in a CBS environment will be generally in text format. Now here I have a file which is being extracted from the CBS environment. Since it being in text format is to be opened with Notepad, and this file is being opened. In this, what you can find is balances as on 31/3/2013. Now, a list of this report, what it has done is, it has generated a list of all the accounts in the branch with the account number, the name of the borrower, the balance, principal debited during that particular year, principal recovered during that particular year, what is the interest for that year, and what is the interest recovered for that particular period of 12 months. Now this data is available for all the types of schemes in that particular branch. Let us say this is with regard to term loans. Maybe for CC accounts we may adopt a different strategy altogether to examine whether it is a performing asset or not, because the rules for them is different. Now this is these items are term loan items. A list of all the accounts is being generated by this particular report with the balance as on 31st March, the principal debited for the year, the principal recovered during the year, interest debited during the year, and interest recovered during the year. This is the file. Now, as such, in this text format, we may not be in a position to analyze this particular data. So, what we have to do is, we have to import it into Excel for the purpose of our analysis. Now, how to import that? But before that, I will tell you another thing. And also, another file is being extracted in text and it is being imported into the Excel. And that file contains a list of all the NPAs. So what you have to do is, you have to extract from the CDS environment the list of all accounts, one. Number two is a list of NPAs as on 31st March of that particular year. So these items, these items in particular are identified as NPAs by the branch. Out of total accounts, these accounts are identified as NPAs. So these are the two files which we should keep it ready for the purpose of analysis. Now, what we will do is, first we will extract this balance file into Excel. I will open Excel and import. For the purpose of import, what we have to do is go to data, from text, then the dialog box appears. The file is on desktop, but it is not visible here. So what we have to do is, you have to make all files visible. Here you have our balance watch category file, text file. We have the first step in the wizard. Generally the file will be in fixed width. So we will proceed to the next step. Now here we have to segregate the columns. So if we observe here, what we have to do is, you drag this line to here, and thereafter, what else? This line is not necessary, I think. This line is not necessary. Balance is there. I think this is not necessary. Principal. So here we can drag this line here. Thereafter, what else we have? This line is not necessary, I suppose. Thereafter, I think you can drag this here. Thereafter, there is no data. Just once again we will check with the headings. So this is a account number, title, balance. You see here. What we have to do is, we shall drag this here. Then we have this principal received, interest debited, interest recovered, and there is no more data after that. So we will click next, and there are no date fields in this particular file, so we can finish it. And it is asking you as to where the data is to be placed. Obviously it will be A1, and I will press OK. Now the data is being imported. What is the next step? What you have to do is, we have to make it what you call in an orderly fashion. For that we have to remove the unnecessary lines, etc. So what I will do is, first I will remove these lines and deleting them. These are the headings. So that data is required. So remove this. So you have column headings. I will make them bold. I will center them, and I will draw lines, top border and the bottom border, top and bottom border. Now here we have unnecessary lines. So what I will do is, I will select, go to data and sort. And the data has headers. So what shall I sort on? Account number, values, smallest to largest. You can leave the message and then press OK. Now what has happened? So what has happened is, the unnecessary lines are being removed. Now we shall check as to what place the data is there. So there are 2703 records, and all these records are not necessary because we have junked them. So this is not necessary. What I will do is, I will delete them. So these are being deleted. Now I got some meaningful data with me. So this is the thing. Friends, we shall start our analysis. If you also before that, the minus symbols are there. What we can do? Control F, go to replace minus with null, replace all. So 7253 minus symbols have been removed. Very good, thank you very much, and I will close that. Friends, if you observe, here the principal debited in the first record is 5000, principal received is 0. Here 18,000 it is recovered. Here the recovery percentage is nil, here the recovery percentage is 100%. I will tell you a simple logic. In a year you have 12 months. Now when will an account become NPA? If 3 months installments, to make it simple, if 3 months installment is not paid, then it will become an NPA. So from April to December it has to be recovered, and even though January, February, March installment is not yet paid, it need not be classified as an NPA. So what does it imply? It implies that 75% of the principal debited is to be recovered, and 75% of interest debited is to be recovered, because you have 4 quarters. So for 3 quarters, if the recovery is made, it is safe and it will remain in as a standard asset. It need not be classified as NPA. So the remaining 3 months being 25%, though not recovered, need not be classified as NPA. So it implies that you should at least recover 75%. Now what I will do is, here I will calculate the recovery percentage. I will calculate the recovery percentage. I am doing it for principal, and you can try for interest also. To demonstrate, I will do it for principal. Recovery percentage. Principal recovery percentage. I will rename like that. Principal recovery percentage. Now this, what I will do is, I will make this format this cell as a percentage. I will format this as percentage. It will take a while to appear. Yes. So I will format this as a percentage and no need of decimal places, and I will click OK. And what I will do is, I will just include the top border and the bottom border. Now I can calculate the percentage as is equal to principal received divided by principal debited. Now the percentage is 0, recovery percentage of principal. Now I can copy this, just place it here, fill handle, then double click. For all the accounts, recovery percentage has been imported. Now what you can do is, at least 75% is recovered, the account is safe. So what I will do is, I will click the data, filter it. I will check as to those accounts whose recovery percentage is less than 75%. Now for all these accounts, the recovery percentage is less than 75%. So as per the RBI guidelines, these should have been classified as NPAs. Now I will check out, we will try to check whether these accounts are classified as NPA. This can be done by verifying, and also don't forget that we have another file that is being extracted, that is the list of NPAs as on 31st March 2013 in this particular example. Now for that file and this file, we have to find out whether there is any common parameter. Yes, we have a common parameter, that is the account number. Now I will remove the filter. Then what I will do is, I will import that particular file also into this particular sheet. Now here we have the final NPA list. In this we have the data which are classified as NPAs. What I will do is, I will what I will do is I will move this copy this sheet into the current Excel sheet, the current Excel book. I will create a copy. Now the file is being copied, so I need not I don't need this particular sheet, so I will minimize it instead of closing it. Now here we have our book. Where is this one? I will do one thing, I will close this. I will close this also. Again, open this book one. The book is being opened. Yeah. Now, the data is there in our first sheet, and this particular NPA list has been copied into this particular sheet. What I will do is, we need not require any headings, so I will delete that. And here you have this particular data, that is the accounts which are classified as NPAs. Now what I will do is, here you have the account number. So what I will do is, I will copy this account number to the first column, because it is very much essential that the account number which is common in both the files to be in the first column. So it is being copied. Now you examine the NPA date is in the 7th column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the 7th column. Remember this figure, 7. In this 7th column. Okay. Now what I will do is, I will name this data range as NPA data. I will select this and name this as NPA data. NPA data. Now this is named as NPA data. Now go to the sheet 1. What I will do is, here I will get the NPA date. If NPA date is being displayed, it means that it is classified as NPA. NPA date. NPA date. So what I am going to do is, I am going to import the NPA date into this sheet based upon the account number. For this, you have a classic command called VLOOKUP, which is equal to VLOOKUP, and compare it with the account number. Thereafter, where is the data? NPA data. Thereafter, in which column the NPA date is there? 7th column. Thereafter, the next parameter is true for approximate match, false for exact match. I want exact match, so what I will do is, I will enter false. Now close the bracket, enter. Now, if you observe, what has happened is, this particular account is classified as NPA because NPA date is appearing here. Where from we get this particular NPA date? In this, further to know it, what I will do is, I will copy this account number, go to this sheet, Control F, Control V, account number is there, find. So here we have the account number. the account number is there here. Here we have the account number, same number. Now this is classified as NPA on 28/12/2009. Now whether the same date is being imported here? Yes. So it's working. So what I will do is I will fill it for all counts. So if you observe, in the total list of accounts, whichever account is classified as NPA, we got the date. If NA is appearing, it implies that this account number do not find a place in this particular sheet. Means it implies that it is not classified as NPA. Now, within 2 steps you can find out what are the items for which there is no adequate recovery and are not classified as NPA. Now what you can do? Just select the data, apply filter. Now, here go to NPA data, select NAs, means it is not classified as NPA. Okay. So all these items are not classified as NPA. Now what you can do is, out of these accounts, you check for how many number of accounts recovery is less than 75%. There, you got it. Means, in the example of this particular account, the principal recovery is 0, NPA date is not displayed. It means that the account is not classified as NPA. It is not finding a place in this particular NPA list. It implies that the account, though the recovery is 0%, the account is not classified as NPA. Now friends, it does not necessarily mean that if you don't find or where the recovery, principal recovery percentage is less than 75% here, it does not necessarily mean that it is definitely an NPA. The idea behind this particular analysis is just to get an idea as to are there any accounts wherein recovery is not adequate and not classified as NPA. Now take this particular list. Thereafter what you can do is you obtain the documentation for the each and every account. You check it in the particular account view whether and find out manually for at least some of the items to examine whether this that particular account is actually to be classified as NPA. So friends, this is how you can use Excel to identify those accounts which are not classified as NPA, though they are required to be classified as NPAs as per RBI guidelines. Hope this session is useful to you. If you have any questions, you can definitely reach me on my mail ID or my mobile number, which will be easily available if you Google me. Thanks for watching.